and Mr. Continental to sort of reach out to the LGBT community of refugees or asylum seekers for to welcome them into the country or how to help them with either food, housing, information. What do you think you should be doing?
Yeah, well, charity work has always been something that's been near and dear to me. I've been on both ends of the spectrum when it comes to financial prosperity, right? I'm a first generation child of two immigrants, who came here for a better life. And we had nothing, and we relied on others' kindness and my parents' hard work and our savviness to get by. And there have been many times when I've encountered financial prosperity, and I've always found ways to give back via my business, hosting food drives or donating toys to Child for Tots or just donating profits to local charities in the DMV. And I understand, I'm very empathetic. So even though, we're very busy as human beings, trying to pay bills, trying to stay healthy, trying to connect with friends and family, it's very easy to get lost in the hustle and bustle of everyday life and not be connected to current events. Um, I luckily have this, I guess I say it's almost an addiction to the news cycle because I like to stay aware of what's happening. I like to stay aware of what's how it may affect me, my friends, my family, or just our everyday interactions with society. And I unfortunately don't have a lot of um, I would say I don't have a lot of insight in terms of what's happening right now with the displaced migrants, right? That are coming here. Because I'm in LA, so the biggest thing here is homelessness, right? So all I can ever really do is right now at the moment is help in a micro way, right? Just if someone is selling something, purchase from them, give anybody that asks me for something, the little micro things, or extend kindness, give water bottles whenever I see someone. It's very small, but it's so small gestures that I think are relatable to everyone that sees them to them. I think it helps them not lose hope in people because I do see them sometimes mistreated, sometimes ignored like they're not there. It's painful. So
Mhm.
it's something that I like to help in as any way I can. When it comes to the larger scale problem in terms of finding these people places to live and making sure that they have the resources that they need. Oh my gosh, the only thing that I feel that we can do is continue to have a dialogue that people are aware because I think the major problem is that people that we have is people are unaware, right? We're so caught up in life
Mhm.
and trying to stay alive ourselves that we're unaware of these things. So if we have this dialogue, if we share something as easy as a post or a YouTube video or something like that, we just get the word out that these people are here, why they're here, and that they need our help. So that we do when we do have these interactions, that we are sympathetic and empathetic, and that it doesn't stop there, but that there we continue to think of ways where we can help. That way, when we see someone whether they're having like an online campaign, or maybe there's something as simple as outside a grocery store, they're collecting funds so that we have somewhere to connect that to. I've seen someone, I've read something about that. It feels easier to give to a campaign like that because we're familiar with it. Just bringing light to it, really. It seems silly, but I mean, our generation is so disconnected from the news and media in general because it can be so toxic and so overwhelming that we
Mhm.
sometimes are not aware of all these things that are happening that are affecting us, that are affecting people like us. And these are people
Mhm.
just like us. They're our queer brothers and sisters, so they need us.
Mhm. That was a great answer. Thank you very much, sir. Now we're going to lighten the mood a little bit. I didn't want to bog you down with too many politics, but she did make it very clear that we need to touch on these things, and because Miss Continental has such a big platform and it has such a big voice, and we need to address these things that affect, like you said, our community and our surrounding communities and our family and friends, and these are things we need to talk about and address. So, because information is key.
Mhm.
Now, let's talk about the fact that Jeanne and yourself are both newcomers in the system of Continental. This is something that's amazing. It really is. And for you to have one on your first time and for her to have one on her first time is something that's incredible. And I want to say congratulations to you. You did a fantastic job. We watched the video from beginning to end, and you deserve to win. I'm just going to say it like that. Um, and I just want to say you did a great job. Now, how did you feel when you won? Did you know you were going to win?
It's interesting because I feel I'm such a complex person, unfortunately. I wish I could dissect myself more easily.
Like me.
But as all queer people, right, we're amalgamation of a bunch of different affectations. But I felt like I deserved to win, not because I presented a better package, not because I think the system owed me anything, but because I felt like life prepared me for it. So I felt like I was deserving, I should say. Um,
Mhm.
but you just never know because as an outsider with very few people in the system or in any system really with very few connections, I didn't know. There's a lot of things that happen in the back end, allegedly. And then there's a lot of people who have been in the system for so long. So as someone who's also an adjudicator for dance and gymnastics competitions, we're human and sometimes we feel a stronger connection to people that we've known for much longer. So I had to be prepared for perhaps the fact that I may not be the favorite, as they say, because these are competitions and competitions have favorites. Like I said, we're human. But
Mhm.
I felt like I was just as deserving as the other gentleman there. But in a split second, right before they called my name, did feel like it was mine. It's this very strange feeling. I grew up as a competitive dancer and acrobat, so I have won many things and I've lost many things. So I'm familiar with both feelings. But in that moment, I felt like a surge of happy, sad, and then a surge of peace because it was so much stress in my life at that time and even currently had been very stressful and full of irregularities, having moved to Los Angeles and sold my business. A lot of questions about where my life would go were swirling through my head. And in that moment, everything kind of paused and I felt at ease and I felt like I had hit a goalpost in my life where I can finally exhale. So a lot of people, I saw a lot of comments be like, he's so calm. He doesn't even look happy. I was like, oh, when I'm happy, I am at ease. Like nothing makes me happier than not having a thought running through my head, quite frankly. Because I'm a thinker. So in that moment, I felt, it's over. Yes. It's just nice to turn off your brain, even if it is on stage on Continental.
Mhm. Well, it's wonderful to meet you, Mr. Continental Noels Ark, here today on the show. And we're talking to him a little bit about his journey to Continental and about a lot of the issues that affect our community. And I want to say, what is the most difficult now that you are Mr. Continental and you're getting to travel all over the world and meet interesting people and do interesting things and hopefully have a little fun along the way? Um, what is the most difficult thing that you find now that you are Mr. Continental and you have to do all these prelims and all these meet and greet and these press conferences? How does what's the most difficult thing you faced so far? What are you most afraid of now?
I think this stems from being, again, a child of an immigrant, a queer person,